This is episode number 33 of Real Occult, where we apply numerology and astrology, Vedic, Chinese, and Western, to the material world. In this episode, we are talking about relationships and how you can examine and gain insight into relationship dynamics by using numerology and astrology so that you can make an informed decision on whether or not you would like to proceed. And if you do want to stay in this relationship, or you do want to begin a relationship with this person, that could be a business partnership, a friendship, or even a love relationship, how you can proceed moving forward to take advantage of the energy at play. And so, if you're anything like me, you've probably known someone or a couple or a business relationship that has two people who literally seem perfect for each other. They are destined for greatness. Everything they touch turns to gold. It's a power couple that simply always seems to win. And you've also, if you're anything like me, have known couples or relationships, friendships, business partnerships that are insanely toxic. From the outside looking in, it seems absolutely miserable for both parties, yet they stay together for a lifetime. How does that happen? Well, in both cases, numerology and astrology can give you insight. So let's jump right into it. The first thing I tend to look at when examining the dynamics of a relationship, and once again, this can be for a business partnership, this can be for your friendships, this can be the relationship you have with your parents or siblings, this is your love relationship. Anytime two people are interacting with each other, these energies are at play. So the first thing I take a peek at, each person's life path and the day energy from the day that they're born. So if you have a 3 life path and your partner or the other person has a 4 life path, the 3 life path is very childlike, it's playful, it's creative, it's very expressive. The 4 life path is extremely structured, disciplined, very focused. These two energies, 3 and 4, combine to create a 7 energy dynamic. And so 7 energy would be at play for both people, the 3 life path and the 4 life path. 7 energy is a very introspective energy. It is an energy that represents spirituality, isolation, and from my experience, 7 energy tends to teach through material loss. So if you're a 3 and your partner's a 4, maybe you step out of the box that they live in. They live in this very structured, disciplined world. You step out, they get angry at you. Now both people leave and go off on their own and are both pissed in their own isolated bubble. That's 7 energy at play. And so one step further would be the day energy. If you're a 3 life path born on the 4th, meaning the 4th, 13th, 22nd, or a month that has 31 days, the 31st, and the other person's a 4 life path born on the 3rd, 12th, 21st, 30th, you're probably both going to be comfortable with that seven energy because you experience it in your own day-to-day existence, your own day-to-day life. So you'll see, I see it all the time. Oh, ones and nines are enemies. Well, a 1 life path and a 9 life path creates a 10 or 1 energy dynamic. So chances are there's going to be some arguments. There's going to be some aggression. There's also the massive ability to create something new. You have the positives of the 1 dynamic, and you also have the negatives of the 1 dynamic. Just like a 3 and a 4 life path in a relationship, you have the positives of the 7. You're going to learn so much about yourself from the introspective spiritual dynamic at play. Well, you're also going to have moments of isolation and loneliness because you feel like the other person doesn't necessarily understand you. And so this is just one layer of numerology. We can take it a step further and take a peek, surface level, at each person's Chinese astrology. So let's say it's a 3 life path born on the 4 rat. They're the first sign. And then you have a 4 life path born on the 3rd snake. They're the 6th sign. Well, 1 and 6 also creates 7 energy. A rat and a snake, they're going to create the 7 energy dynamic. Rats and snakes are both very, very in tune and very analytical with what they do. In tune with their intuition, and then very analytical in how they go about expressing themselves and moving forward. So you're going to have 2 people that are extremely inclined to hyper-analyze everything, and now they're coming from different sides of the coin. The 4 is coming at it, 4 life path, 3 energy. Snake is coming at everything from a very disciplined and structured point of view, whereas the 1 life path, 3 life path, 4 energy rat is coming at everything from a very childlike, fun and free, I'm just going to express myself and I have enough creative juice to kind of wiggle my way through any situation or circumstance I get myself in. These people are coming at things from a completely different point of view, but they have enough understanding of each other that they can actually build, depending on what their goal is. And this is where you start getting into all these nuances. What are you trying to achieve? A 1 life path, or a rat who is a 1 energy from the Chinese astrology, which doesn't necessarily carry over. That's why I said very surface level. The signs of Chinese astrology, they represent these energies, but they don't necessarily manifest them the same way you would a 1 life path born on the 1st. The rat is just getting a flavor, a little dash of that energy. The life path day energy is still going to give you more of an understanding of how they go about doing these things. The Chinese astrology is going to give you a theme or a dash of that energy. So a rat and a snake who understand each other through that 7 energy, because they both experience it, can absolutely build a massive business together if that's their goal. They can absolutely build a huge family with a ton of children if that's their goal. With every positive, there's also a negative. So the negative with those 2 signs and those life paths and day energies coming together is going to be the negatives from the 7 energy. Rat and a snake building a massive family, chances are each partner is going to have periods where they feel lonely. And now this gets us 1 level deeper into your Vedic astrology. What dashas are you going through? Mahadashas and Antardashas. What planets are active at what time? If you have, and then where are these planets located in your chart? So you can have people who are an amazing fit for each other. You have a rat and an ox, who are soulmates in Chinese astrology. They can both be 3 life paths, both born on a 9 energy day, yet where your planets and where your signs line up with the other person's could put you in a period of hyper growth while the other person's going through a period of massive introspection. Those things don't necessarily align with each other. So now there's going to be friction between those people because the active transits of the planets are teaching them different lessons. And so even if everything aligns perfectly, what is actually active in your chart at what time plays a massive role in the dynamic of that relationship, because we're each going through the 12 houses and learning different lessons at different times. Someone who's learning a first house, their body, their vitality, their independence, their personality, the deep-seated first house themes. If someone's going through a detached period there, while the other person is going through a hyper-focused growth period on really improving themselves, that is not going to be a very fun dynamic for both people. They're coming at the world and experiencing the world through 2 opposite sides of the coin. There's going to be tons of friction there. And so examining how these things play out at what time across your life is a huge aspect in relationship dynamics when it comes to astrology. You'll see people say, oh, your Venus sign is perfectly paired with their sun sign, their sun sign's perfectly paired with your Venus. This is going to be amazing. It's like, okay, fantastic. You're going through a Keto detachment period where they're going through a Rahu obsessive illusion period. It's like those 2 things don't necessarily go together. So how does everything overlay? You have numerology, you have Chinese astrology, you have your actual Vedic astrology and your transits and what planets are active. And then you could throw in a dash of Western astrology for the emotional experiences that you're going through at what time. And now when you find a relationship that has all 4 of these things, 4, like I said, a very structured, disciplinary, focused energy, when all 4 of these things all come together and align perfectly, you end up with these super couples, these power couples that seem like no matter what they do, no matter where they want to go, all they do is win. And so to give you an example, you can have a dragon and a monkey. They're in the same trine. 9 energy from the monkey. 5th sign, 5 energy from the dragon. This is a very entertaining, this is a very attention getting, whether they want it or not, they're able to garner attention. So you have these 2 people who are going through similar karmic journeys, similar karmic experiences, who begin a relationship on a 24 life path, 9 energy day. 24 intuitive structure, intuitive growth, intuitive building, the 2, and then the 4. On a 9, completeness, completion, very improvement focused energy. And these 2 people come together and they decide, we're just going to build businesses. It's like that is an unbelievably supportive energy for these people to come together under, with a goal that they both share. The universe will absolutely support them in their endeavors. And so you can also have someone who has a 5th house, Mars, tied to someone else who has a 7th house, Aries. And these 2 people are very sexual focused. They're very routine in their sexual expression with each other, but they both might have a sixth house dynamic that creates this constant conflict. So they're tied together through this obsessive sexual nature, yet the longer they stay together, they're going to keep running into more and more hidden problems popping up, more and more barriers. And so looking at those people's Saturn signs, one of them has a Saturn in a fifth house, the other person has a Saturn in their 11th. It's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. This is an extremely karmic relationship. It's not meant to be forever. It was meant to be for a period of time so that you can learn how to deal with the other person's nuances and intricacies. So that karmically, once this debt has been paid, each person can move on and find the person that is better suited for them to actually achieve whatever goals or desires they have. And so if you would like personalized assistance or would like a deep dive into the energies and dynamics at play in one of your relationships, like I said, this could be a business partnership, this could be the relationship with one of your family members or one of your friends, or it could literally be the relationship you have with your life partner. Go to realoccult.com and schedule a free 30-minute deep dive reading and strategy session. I'd be glad to help you dig into the dynamics and energy at play so that you can decide whether or not you want to stay involved in this relationship, because we are in a 5 energy month in a 9 universal year. So I've had so many people reaching out to get relationship readings, deep dives into these relationship dynamics, because the karmic window is just blasted open. We had in February, this is all happening under 9 universal conclusion energy, the last year of the input-output cycle. We're all receiving the outputs from the inputs that began in 2017. 2 plus 1 is 3 plus 7 is 10. So that is a new input-output cycle that began under that rooster year. This snake year is completing and coming to a conclusion for all of those experiences. And so we had a double eclipse in March. The second eclipse had 6 planetary energies in there. Super rare. Very karmic experience in time, March, to rip away all of these falsehoods that we may have been living with. April, the 4th month, beginning to build that new foundation so that this 5th month we can actually begin to start making some changes, start walking in a new direction, the new direction that we're meant to be. We have the new moon coming up, Saturn in Pisces is helping us rip, 12th sign, helping us rip away and shed away what was for what's meant to be. And so June coming up, the 6th month, is actually about starting to put in the work to complete this process of transition and change that began at the beginning of the year, really got hot and heavy in March, and then April kind of started coming out of it. May, here we are actually beginning to transition and change into what's new. June's going to be putting in that work to actually make this transition real. And so if you would like a deep dive into one of your relationship dynamics, head to realoccult, realoccult.com. Book a 30-minute deep dive reading and strategy session. We do them over text, DM. We could do them over email. We do pre-recorded readings where you give us your information and then I make a nice 30-minute video for you. We could hop on a phone call and we can do a video chat, live video chat, Zoom, Google Meet. So If you have listened this far, I genuinely appreciate it. I hope you got something out of this. And remember, the universe wants you to win. The universe is on your side. We simply have to learn the lessons we're meant to learn in this lifetime. There's no escaping them. The sooner we learn them, the sooner we get back on track with our karmic destiny, and the sooner the universe will give you the support that you need to accomplish the goals and desires that you have. Once again, I genuinely appreciate you listening. If you have any questions, you can also send us a text down below. There's a link down below. It says, send us a text. You can always send me an email, tristan@realoccult.com. Or, like I said, if you're interested in a 30-minute deep dive reading and strategy session for one of your relationships, realoccult.com. I genuinely appreciate you listening, and I will talk to you again soon.